Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the next 6 months from June till the end of the year. And we're just going to jump right in here. Taurus, I love this card, this Serendipity card. It's like my favorite card in this deck. You can see that she's being lifted up by this four-leaf clover here. So there could be a lot of luck, coming in for you, or like some sort of lucky break is kind of what I'm getting. I don't really feel, it's like, I think this is something that might seem like a lucky break for you, but really I feel like you've worked for it. I always tell people, like, don't sell yourself short. If you feel, I think that, basically I think that if we say, like, when people say things like cliches like, oh, I got lucky or whatever, it's like when you sell yourself short, then you're not believing in yourself, right? So I always tell people, make sure to honor the work that you actually did to, get this lucky break or whatever the situation is, right? But, it is kind of straight. Well, we'll take that card as well. I don't know if you saw that, but there you go. We'll take 3. And, again, I feel like you need to, like, honor this lucky break that you could be experiencing in your life is what I would say here. But let's see here. In your first row, you have that Queen of Wands, the 7 of Wands, and the 3 of Wands. So there's something, that you have to, like, get moving towards, I feel. These are all cards of, like, really making a move, is what I would say, especially the Queen of Wands. Doesn't matter what gender you are, by the way, Taurus. You can see that she has that sunflower in her hand. The sunflower points towards the sun, and she really needs to make a move. And, she really needs to get moving towards something that she desires. Could be anything. And what I will say is that, going this way, 8 of Swords, 3 of Swords, going this way, 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 9 of Wands. Like, this looks to me like someone who got hurt and is not moving towards some sort of new wish. So, and I kind of feel that in this reading, where I don't think it's like a bad reading. I think it's more about healing. The next 6 months you could be healing. We even have the star here. Whenever you have the star in a reading, it really does suggest you're coming off of a tower moment. So you had some sort of hurt, all this right here could have been involving an Aries. And, you could be spending some time healing over the next 6 months. But I do feel it's kind of like, but at the same time, you have the 3 of Wands, which is kind of like, come on, at the same time. You have the 7 of Wands, which is a card of conviction. It could say that you're being too blocked off. So, again, if you want love, not telling you what to do, of course, but, if you want love, I would, like, open up, or I would start opening up, or I would go to therapy or something like that if you are, hurt or whatever, which, totally understandable. There's no shame in going to therapy or anything like that. But whatever you need to do, I would do it, because I feel like the universe is, like, trying to prepare you for something here. But obviously, if you're not healed, then, that's going to make it harder. So don't be afraid to, like, get help here. At the same time, I also love the 7 of Wands because it's a card of beliefs, and we are in a time of beliefs. Like, when you know that you're going to be successful, you'll be successful with the 7 of Wands. You have the 3 of Wands, which is like waiting here. I feel, you go 3 of Wands to the 5 of Wands to the 3 of Swords. It's like popping into my head as waiting to get hurt. And I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you here, Taurus. And I feel like you need to make sure that you don't do this right here, which is like, ruining something before you get into it. Like, if you do attract a new person, like, which it looks like you are going to attract a new person here in your last row, we're going to talk about that. Don't automatically assume this person's going to break your heart. Like, don't create the story in your head. I also feel like that 3 of Wands is saying it's time for you to take some sort of, like, risk. The 3 of Wands, sorry, I just mixed up all these cards. But anyway, the 3 of Wands is like a card that says, like, what are you waiting for? With the Queen of Wands, you have the Knight of Cups. Yes, definitely a Knight in Shining Armor. This is someone new that's coming in for you here. So, I feel like maybe you need to, you have the Shipwreck card here, which says you need to find closure. So maybe before this person right here comes in, I feel like this is a new person that could be coming in for you over the next 6 months. But again, I also feel, I'm not going to sugarcoat the reading. If you're looking for love, I feel like this reading is saying you need to heal before you get into this, or you need to make sure you're healed. With the 7 of Wands, you have the High Priestess. Definitely time to trust your intuition as well. For those of you not looking for love, I kind of feel this right here, High Priestess, Star. This could be you taking action on some sort of goal, wish, or dream that you have. The High Priestess represents unlimited potential. A lot of people have been getting the High Priestess lately, and I do believe it's because we are in a time of unlimited potential. We have Neptune and Pisces. I always say that Neptune and Pisces is like, take your wildest dreams, multiply it by 1,000, Are you going to get 1,000 times what you dreamed for? No, but maybe you'll get 100 times more, which is a lot better than what you originally wanted. So, I think it's better to aim for the stars right now and, kind of like try to go for some sort of crazy goal. That does not mean you're going to get the craziest version of the goal. It just means that you might get something that's less, but better than what you originally wanted. And yes, it's going to require work, and it's not going to magically happen. There is no easy button in life. Sorry if no one's ever told you that, but if you put in the work, you're going to be successful. With the Three of Wands, you have the Five of Cups. I do feel like some of you are waiting for a past person, and, I would just encourage you to heal from a past person. Again, not telling you what to do. You can do whatever you want, but, it does look like this person is a liar, cheater, stealer going here. So do you really want this person back is what I would say. I feel like there's something really good. The Five of Cups, I'm going to show you on this Five of Cups just because it's easier to see. But you have these two cups, like it's something better wants to enter into your life is what this reading is also telling me. He has this bridge in this castle, but he's not turning around. He needs to turn around and see what he does have so that he can get this bridge in this castle. So I always say the solution to the Five of Cups is to be grateful for what you do have, but it's also about letting go of something that you no longer enjoy. So, I feel sometimes that's what the Five of Cups represents. Next, you have this elephant spirit says, learn from the past. You have this lion. It says, be generous of spirit. I feel like it's, there could be a person coming in for you that wants to be generous to you is what I'm getting on that card. And of course, I wouldn't live in the past. Don't stay stuck in the past, but, learn what you have learned. I always say that I get tons of comments from people that are like, oh, everybody cheats on me and everybody cheats. And, that's why I'm not finding love. And it's like, so I'm going to give up on love. I'm like, well, great. Now you're letting those cheaters, those bad people, you're letting them control your life now. So they're basically living in your head rent free, but it's actually worse because they are dictating your future by letting them do that. And also, too, it says you haven't learned what to look out for. Every single person I've ever been with has told me exactly what's going to happen. I got cheated on twice in a row by two different people. And you know what? The thing is number one, I don't regret it at all, because to me, life is about experiences. So I don't get all butthurt when someone does it. Yeah, it hurts. Yes, it's a shitty thing to do, but at the same time, it's like both people told me exactly what was going to happen. They didn't enter into the relationship saying, oh, I'm going to cheat on you, but it's like they did things that should have been a very clear warning sign. So I think if you're saying that, you just haven't paid attention to yet what those warning signs are. So again, maybe you need to get out a piece of paper and say, like, what did all these people have in common? What did all these people do? What are the things that they said? What were their actions like? And, all this other stuff. Was I over-investing in this connection? Was I giving them attention when they weren't giving me attention? Like all this other stuff, right? And like I said, I don't regret it at all. So, there you go. You have the Eight of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. Eight of Swords is not seeing something. She has this blindfold on. She's making something too complicated as well. Eight of Swords represents only seeing one way of doing things when there are multiple ways of doing things, even outside of love. And even inside of love, really, Taurus. Going this way, you go down to the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords, traditionally, is not a bad card. It is a golden card. Golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. So yes, I know everyone and their mother reads this card as lying, cheating, stealing, which it does. It can represent trickster energy, but really it's a card of tactics. It's a card of doing things differently. You can see that he's stealing those swords from this army in the background here. So it kind of represents going to war without going to war. So it also represents like learning new ways of doing things so you can be successful, which is literally the solution to the Eight of Swords. And how do you find these new ways, right? That is the challenge. And here you go. You have to challenge yourself to find new ways of doing things. If you're trying to grow your business, learn new ways to do it. If you are trying to grow in relationships, again, write a list of the things that maybe you didn't pay attention to. I'm sure if you think about it, you could find some similarities between all the past people you dated, and that's what you need to watch out for now. So again, yes, you have to look at it. Yes, you have to learn from it, but it's probably going to change your life is what I'd say if you do it. The Five of Wands, to me, these people they're using they're using sticks. They're not using swords. And so to me, the Five of Wands is a card of learning or learning through some sort of trial in life, right? You have the Nine of Wands, which says don't give up, basically. Going this way here, clearly there's like a wish or a dream come true coming in for you. I'm not saying that it's been easy. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, but I do believe that if you take action with the Emperor, that you will be successful. Could also be an Emperor-like person coming in for you. But again, I think, that it's really, for those of you that want love, I feel it's really, really important that you kind of like look at this person's, it's like you look at their actions and don't automatically think they're like a cheater or something like that, right? With the Eight of Swords, you have the Devil. Definitely be careful of past people, for sure. And I do feel like you need to like look and see, what is it that all your past people have in common if you're looking for love, is what I would say here. The other thing that I would say is I feel like there is need to look at other ways of doing things. Like I said here, the Devil doesn't have to be that bad of a card, but it can say that you're, again, too attached to something that, normally those people on the Devil have the chain around their neck and they're attached to the black box of Saturn. I could go on and on and on about the black box of Saturn, but just know that it's basically something that you have to put the work in to overcome. And it's kind of like a form of control. And what I would say here is that the Eight of Swords can be you kind of controlling yourself. And when you think about Saturn energy, it's not always the easiest. But personally, I like Saturn. People always crap their pants about Saturn return. Saturn return was like one of the best years of my life. I have Saturn in my first house right now. Things are going well for me, not to brag, but it's like if you work with the energy, you get the rewards right away from Saturn. Maybe not right away, but pretty quickly. So Saturn just requires work sometimes, or learning, or finding other ways of doing things, or even with the Devil, the chain is attached to the black box of Saturn that the Devil is standing on, and it can say that like what things inside of you are there, like limiting beliefs, are there certain toxic traits that you have. And again, I'm not calling you out. We all have certain things that we probably shouldn't do. And it's not like toxic as in super bad. We're talking about like, are there moments where you should be working and you're not? Or where you should be, are there things that you could do to like learn your way out of the Eight of Swords? But it's like you're choosing to watch Netflix instead or something like that. And again, it's not a bad thing. It's just part of life. With the Five of Wands, you have the Temperance card. Yeah, you have the power to turn your situation around. Temperance is kind of like turning one thing into another. It's a card of alchemy. So I really feel that you have the power to turn your life around over this 6 months. I really don't think this next 6 months, I think it seems heavy, this energy, but it's really not. It's like saying you have the power to turn your life around and to achieve something maybe amazing with that Star card, but it is going to require work. Yeah. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Chariot, definitely a victory. Chariot is a card of taking control of your own life. Chariot is a card of setting yourself apart as well. I kind of feel like you're at that stage where it's like you're no longer, it's like you've learned from people that you can learn from, and now it's like you're learning from yourself. Those are the words that are popping into my head. It's like I really don't have a good, like I wish I could say what I'm trying to say right now. It's like, I like over the years I've tried to like get fit in diet and all this other stuff, right? And I've tried all like the diets, but this year I've been sticking to my diet, haven't cheated once at all, period. And I've just been eating healthy. Like I'm not following any diet. I'm just not eating sugar. I'm not eating, for the most part, I'm eating super low carb, right? And for the most part, I'm eating super healthy foods, right? And I'm avoiding processed foods and things like that as well. So it's not really a diet. I'm just eating healthy. And it's like it took me a long time to figure that one out. Right? Instead of like following some sort of leader or some sort of expert that's like, oh, you only need to eat, 1,400 eggs a day and then you'll be super strong, right? Or, whatever crazy diet exists. It's like, I'm just trying to be healthy. I'm not trying to be anything else. And, it's like I kind of feel like some of you Tauruses, I'm not saying this is about your health or anything like that, and don't shill your vegan diet because I'll just ban you and I'm going to go eat a steak if you try to do that, right? So every time vegans leave a comment, I eat another steak. I'm just warning you right now. So what I would say here, and I don't care, you can be vegan and great, good for you, right? But what I would say here is, again, it's like, I'm not even saying this is your health. It could be anything, but it's like, I feel like you're removing the dogma, right? It's like you're no longer doing things just because every vegan tells you should be vegan. I feel like if you are vegan, great, and you're probably doing it because you really want to do it. And, that's the difference here. Why is that important? I have no freaking clue, but maybe it's because when we do things because we actually want to do them, they work better, right? Next, you have this card that says you're on a journey of discovering your life purpose. This is the card that flew out there. I don't know if you saw that. But it says, spend more time on spiritual growth. And you have the Solitude card. It says, retreating into your private world to find answers. Achieving great things will be hard and come with some lonely episodes. I kind of feel like this is what you're coming out of, though. You've been maybe more isolated or lonely. I feel like your emotions have maybe been a little bit more high than usual. Or maybe you've just been having moments that feel a little bit more like emotional or something like that. I don't know. That's like popping into my head. And so, I feel like for some of you, you're clearly on this journey of discovering your purpose with that Star card. I don't care if you're 90 years old. Like, I really feel, even if you're 90, you could be doing something. It's like Colonel Sanders, he didn't start KFC till he was like 65 or something like that. There are plenty of examples of people who have done something like well after the age of retirement, right? So it doesn't matter how old, doesn't matter how young you are or anything like that. I really feel this reading does seem to be talking about, a process of discovery, that you are on, and probably will continue to be on for the next 6 months. You have the Three of Swords, the Emperor, and the Five of Cups. Three of Swords, I feel, is something that you need to heal from. It could also be about forgiveness. Three of Swords says you don't have to forgive a person directly. You just have to forgive yourself. Those swords are in your own heart. And so I feel a lot of you could be practicing forgiveness. And again, I actually feel pretty good about this because you have the Star right next to it. And the Star is definitely an amazing card of healing. You have the Emperor. And one thing I will tell you is that, again, you have the Devil right here. The Devil, sometimes, it's not always true, and this is not like 100% accurate tarot, but, to me, intuitively, sometimes on the Devil, I feel that it represents your baser instincts. Those people have animal horns on their head on the Devil, and it kind of represents root chakra energy. Sometimes I think we need to take that energy, bring it up to our head, and express it into the world. So it's kind of like saying the thing that could be preventing you from finding success is the fact that you have ideas or plans or goals or wishes or dreams that are not being expressed into the world. It's almost like you're kind of like you're repressing those things that you need to release. So if you have any creative ideas, any creative plans, and this is for no reason other than to be creative. By the way, you can just create a piece of art for yourself. You can write a book for yourself or whatever. You don't have to actually put it out into the world. Just the act of putting it outside of yourself is enough. And something, it's kind of weird because this whole reading is weird for you, Taurus. It's like good, bad at the same time. It's like, I feel like this is good, but it is a heavy energy. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to like sugarcoat the reading, but I also don't think it's a bad thing. I think, where you're going to end up over the next 6 months could be the Star, could be freaking amazing. But at the same time, it's like something needs to be expressed here into the world. I even think like this could be very personal. Maybe you need to like journal or something like that. I think, I script every single day, and I think it's like probably one of the things that's changed my life the most. I can't prove it, but although I can actually prove it somewhat is what I would say. But it's like just the act of putting your words outside of your body. You're taking it from here and you're putting it out here. And I don't think it's magical or anything like that. You're just, getting the energy out. You have the Five of Cups here. I feel like you need to stop thinking about all the regrets, all the things that didn't work, and start focusing on things that could work in your life, right? So, I get an overcomplication. There's like a general cloud of overcomplication in this reading, so I'd be careful of like overcomplicating anything in your life. Yeah, with the Three of Swords, you have the Ace of Swords. This could be, sorry, I have the hiccups now. This could be some sort of victory, or I really feel it's like a truth that's being revealed to you because of the Star. The Star kind of can represent seeing the big picture, getting a bird's eye view. There's this ibis back here in the tree on the Star, and that ibis kind of represents, the ibis is in ancient Egyptian, the Egyptians consider it to be the bird of like knowledge and wisdom. And, but it kind of represents getting a bird's eye view on the Star. It's like you could be getting some sort of bird's eye view on situations in your life. And I feel like it's going to be a victory. Let's see. With the Emperor, you have a choice. This is it. This is it right here. You just go this way. Don't go necessarily this way, except for looking for other ways of doing things, right? I would embrace that energy of making sure that you're seeing that there are multiple ways to do anything you want to do in your life. Make sure to open up to that. But other than that, do not go towards a devil, someone who is a liar, cheater, stealer here. I would go this direction towards something healing, something very good for you. With the Five of Cups, you have the Seven of Wands. This is kind of giving me the vibes of needing to be careful of an ex, is what I would say. Not because they're going to do anything crazy, but because they might try to come back, and they might try, and maybe that hurts you, right? Because maybe it's like you're over it, but it still can hurt when someone does that. So I would be careful for most of you with that Seven of Wands. Next, you have the Shipwreck card. It says finding closure, which I do get this feeling of closure, especially on the Ace of Swords, the end of a phase or a cycle. You have the Spyglass. Zoom in, take a closer look. I feel like you need to look at your goals, wishes, dreams, and kind of look at the things that you actually want out of life. And I feel like you need to look at your kind of your inner voice or something like that. Your inner voice is trying to say something. I really feel, again, I'm not telling you what to do again, but I really feel writing would be, even if you're not a writer, I am not a writer, right? I failed school my whole entire life. I remember I have a very specific memory of when I was in, I don't remember what grade it was in, it was like 6th grade or something like that. My teacher, we were doing this thing where we had to like label the verbs, the adjectives, everything on a piece of paper, right? And I was like staring out a window, and I remember like getting to the end of class, everybody was done. I didn't do a damn thing on the piece of paper. I was just looking at a blank piece of paper, didn't do anything. Literally, it like in the blink of an eye, I was staring out the window and I was gone, right? So, I'm no expert writer here. And what I would say, but again, I feel it would be a really good exercise for you to like get something outside of your body, to get your inner voice out. Like what is your voice trying to tell you to do? You have the Star, the Knight of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. Definitely some sort of wish fulfillment coming in for you here. I feel like it's something that's going to make you very happy as well. I get a lot of happiness on this Star card, and I'm hearing the word September in my head, so this could be coming in, by the month of September. And I do feel like it could be a person, because you have the Knight of Cups here, which would be a knight in shining armor, and I do feel like this is a good person. I would be careful of, any past people with the Seven of Swords. I would also be careful of thinking that this person is a liar, cheater, stealer. Again, I get something here where it's like, you could be overcorrecting, so I would be careful of those overcorrections. Again, sometimes I think we get hurt, and then just a tiny little thing, we turn into a big thing because we're trying to overprotect ourselves. So I would be careful of that, but again, at the same time, I would pay attention, with that Seven of Swords. Really, I feel like this Seven of Swords is more talking about other ways of doing things, especially because you have that Eight of Swords, which represents only seeing one way of, doing anything that you're doing in your life. With the Star, you have the Page of Pentacles, definitely a new person coming in here. Could be an earth sign, could be a water sign, Aries, you basically have everything here, so take it how it resonates, but definitely a new person. I also feel like you're learning a lot. Again, I do feel like learning would be a good idea for you right now. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is a card of a victory, so... and also, by the way, Knight of Cups, he's normally like looking into that cup and he is dreaming about his future. So, like, if you're kind of thinking about a future or dreaming of a future, I feel like you need to move towards whatever this dream is, like we already talked about, because you will be victorious here. And with the Seven of Swords, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, do not do not be afraid of your Ten of Pentacles. Again, this could be a person who could be bringing you a Ten of Pentacles, but maybe it makes your life look different or something. Ten of Pentacles, building, leaving a legacy as well. I actually feel like your finances are going to be improving over this next 6 months as well. But I would educate yourself. Again, Ten of Pentacles is my card of hidden or secret information. And so I feel like there could be things that you could learn that could increase your earnings. Because again, you have this card that says you're on this journey of discovering your life purpose. So, anything you can do to learn more about something that you think is your purpose would be a very good idea. Let's see. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this Prison card, Eight of Swords. Like being stuck, only seeing one way of doing things. I'm telling you right now, this is actually very simple. This might seem like a heavy reading. It's very simple. I think your next 6 months should just be like, where am I stuck? How am I only seeing one way of doing what I'm stuck at? And what are other ways to do the things where I feel stuck? Love, business, money, spiritually, doesn't matter. I feel like just literally finding another solution through research that could be free. Again, there are YouTube videos about every freaking problem that exists. So you can just do your research, go on YouTube, find a video, try it, right? Even if you don't think it will work, because it probably will. You have this Friend card. Your friends want to support you is what I'm getting, so definitely would be a good time for socializing. You have this Malady card. I would watch your health here. Again, I'm not a doctor, so do not take this as medical advice, but you do have the Star, which could represent a healing, but I would just take care of yourself. Next, you have this Journey card. Anything you can do to travel, to journey, to enjoy yourself, I feel would be a really good idea. So, I think, I'm also getting something about warmth as well. Like anything you could do to be warm would be a good idea. I don't know, it popped into my head. But if you're traveling, very good. And at the end here, you have the Sweetheart card. Yes, everybody has had this card. I kid you not. Like almost everybody. I think only like 2 people haven't. And, this is a card of love, or like someone who's a real sweetheart. So there could be a really good person that's coming in for you here. I would just make sure that you don't ruin it, basically, Taurus. But this looks pretty good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your 6 months.